We have talked a ton about Fanatics here on the podcast, and we know there's a lot of money behind it. We know that there is potentially a lot of reach behind it, given their database with their sports memorabilia business that, again, we think is at least, we should call them lukewarm leads, if not hot leads. I mean, these are people who have spent money in a sports space before, right? I mean, like they have enough fandom to where they would want to buy a jersey or a hat or a ball or whatever, a shirt, whatever it might be. So there's, at least warm leads, if not hot leads, for all of that. And Fanatics looks like they are starting to get with it here.
Yeah, they're going to be live with basically 11 states by NFL season. Pretty good if you're doing the math there. That's going to be a lot of the largest states for sports betting. It also kind of points out how big the PointsBet acquisition was, because it's not clear that they'd be in all of these states without PointsBet, because right now their Fanatics Sportsbook itself, the actual Fanatics Sportsbook, is live in 4 states: Maryland, Massachusetts, Ohio, and Tennessee. Then 7 others are basically PointsBet. They're rebranding PointsBet to PointsBet, a Fanatics experience. That sounds very fancy, but that's getting them into 7 states, including the likes of New Jersey and Pennsylvania, Colorado, things like that. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to see really quickly what the impact of Fanatics is, because they're going to be live in all these states. I mean, I'd say the states where Fanatics Sportsbook proper, not just PointsBet, is going to be those are the ones that are going to really be the telltale signs of how they're doing and how they're converting customers. And like you said, taking those leads and turning them into bettors. And, for better or worse, they definitely have transactional history with customers, right? Yeah. That's something that you didn't necessarily have with Barstool. Maybe somebody bought a t-shirt or whatever before they actually signed up with the Barstool Sportsbook, but they didn't always have a transactional relationship with a customer. They just had somebody reading their stuff, following Portnoy or whoever else. So, from that standpoint, Fanatics has a better starting point on these leads, and it'll be, you'll see, because they're going to be in day one of NFL, like how much are they quickly cutting into market share? Are they going to have a lot? They can obviously, in these 7 states where PointsBet's being rebranded, they're going to have already those customers in there as well. So we'll see what they have. They have the PointsBet starting place. They have this flat-footed start alongside other sports books for the first NFL season. Again, Ohio is probably the biggest litmus test, because they've been in beta there for a while. This is the first full NFL season that bettors and sports books are going to be active there. So that'll be fascinating to see what these numbers look like and how quickly Fanatics is gaining or not gaining market share.
Yeah, from the back end standpoint, it'll be interesting for us to hear too, just anecdotal feedback from the people who had a PointsBet experience, and if any of that gets changed at all, because we do know PointsBet was one of the quickest ones to limit some bettors out there, certainly took lower limits than a lot of the other books and things like that. And so, Dustin, I don't know if they could come in and change a philosophy like that very quickly, or what all that entails, but it will at least be interesting to get some anecdotal experience for some of these people who did tap into PointsBet, then started getting the deals where they could only bet $20 a game or 25, whatever. And, some of these futures bets I saw, tickets where it's like, oh, we'll accept $12 on this futures bet, and, things like that. So if Fanatics can do anything like to change kind of the philosophy of bet taking as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think I know from a little bit of behind the scenes, like Fanatics is looking to be a bet taker. I think, not like they're not going to limit anyone, but right. I think they're out there to, I think they value their trading. I think I don't think they're out there they're not going to take all comers, but they're not going to sit there and limit you to ridiculous amounts either. So, if they don't, that would obviously be, I'd say that's a little bit different from what we've heard, or what I think we expect out of Fanatics when it gets into the market here. But yeah, it'll be interesting. And were people into PointsBet and not into Fanatics? Who knows? Probably they won't care when that transition happens. Although later on they're going to be fully moved over to Fanatics Sportsbook. So this is a kind of a placeholder until regulatory approval in these states, where sometimes it takes a little, it's not like you just flick a switch. Oh, now your software gets it and they don't. There has to be some work that goes on to make that happen. So it'll not be a ripping the Band-Aid off. It'll be more of a slow roll here as we get the Fanatics full experience in these other states.